Venezuela has been a trading topic for the last 2 years, resulting in memes mocking actual Venezuelan residents who suffer day to day in this conflict. So, in order for you to be prepared to reply the guy who thinks he knows a lot about world politics because he has the CNN app on his phone, even though he never opens it, here's all you need to know about the crisis in Venezuela. In case you know absolutely nothing about the situation in Venezuela, here's a rather oversimplified summary of just about everything. 1958. Venezuela's two political parties, Acción Democrática and COPE, get allied in the Pacto de Punto Fijo, and began a cycle of power switching which kept the same people up, ignoring they were standing in a country which 60% of its population was in poverty and had an index of child underweight of 20%. This was the reality of Venezuela for over 40 years. Or so it was until Hugo Chavez, who won the election for president in 1999 and began a process of reconstruction of Venezuela, dropping poverty by 30%, rewriting and improving the constitution, and skyrocketing the quantity and quality of education. The downside is, though, he did so by raising almost all private companies, basing 95% of the economy on the extraction of crude oil by the state company of PDVSA, and expropriating hundreds of private properties in the process.
Bien bonito. Ese edificio ahí, ¿qué es? Ese es un teatro antiguo, ¿no era? Ajá, pero eso está en manos del gobierno, ¿verdad?
Sí, en este momento está en manos.
¿Y este edificio?
Es un edificio que tiene comercio privado de joyería.
Expropiese, expropiese.
De acuerdo.
Y aquel edificio allá en la esquina.
También son edificios que tienen locales comerciales.
Bueno, miren, me decía Jacqueline ahora, en aquella casita que está allá vivió Bolívar recién casado. Esa casita que se ve ahí con 2 balcones. Y ahí lo que están en unos negocios, expropiese.
¿Cómo lo ofrecen?
Este edificio de aquí, ¿cuál es?
También es un edificio que tiene locales comerciales de propiedad privada, por lo tanto.
Expropiese, señor alcalde. Expropiese. Expropiese.
In 2013, and after Hugo Chávez's death, Nicolás Maduro was elected president. He was Chávez's most loyal follower, and won elections by doing all sorts of questionable stuff. Take a look by yourselves.
Y de repente entró un pajarito chiquitico y me dio 3 vueltas aquí arriba. Se paró en una viga de madera aquí y empezó a silbar. Un silbido ahí, bonito. Entonces yo me le quedé viendo y también le silbé, pues. Si tú silbas, yo silbo. Entonces silbé. El pajarito me vio raro, ¿no? Silbó un ratico, me dio una vuelta y se fue. Y yo sentí el espíritu de él. Lo sentí ahí como dándonos una bendición, diciéndonos, hoy arranca la batalla, vayan a la victoria, tienen nuestras bendiciones. Así lo sentí yo, desde mi alma. Y así lo siento, lo mismo que sentiste tú ahora.
Mira, es un rap. Y dice, burguesito, burguesito, copioncito, copioncito, caprichito, caprichito, te vamos a dar una pelita, una pelita. Ponte las pilas y las pilitas. Caprichito, caprichito, copioncito, copioncito. Te queda muy mal creerte Chávez. Vamos a bailar. Primero el rap. Caprichito, caprichito. Burguesito, burguesito. Aquí está Madurito, Madurito. El indiecito, indiecito.
When Maduro won the elections, he inherited the world's biggest oil reserves, expecting for his period to be easy as cake. But when crude oil prices suddenly dropped in 2015, the world economy and especially Venezuela's were severely affected. Stop. Crash course time. Why did even oil prices drop? We hear this time and time again in the news, and yet we don't really understand what it means. So here's a brief explanation. It all happened by the law of supply and demand, which states that when the supply is numerous, prices tend to decrease. Arabia Saudi, The world's second largest producer of crude oil was advised to decrease oil production to prevent the price falling. But they didn't, and so the supply augmented. Iran did the same, and the discovery of fracking, a new technology of land-level obtention of oil, made the US join in. The demand also dropped, since China, one of the largest consumers of oil in the world, had a GDP decrease and the economy slowed down, reducing the need for oil. And if the demand goes down and the supply goes up, the prices just sink. And this affected Venezuela. Back to Venezuela. Venezuela's debts were increasing every day, and after a series of terrible economic decisions, Maduro puts Venezuela in a state of near crisis. All employment and business were based on oil, and now it was collapsing. Both oppositors and people who voted for him start manifesting at the lack of action, and Maduro decides to make them political prisoners. Currently, over 100 people, probably more, have died in this manifestation repression war. Maduro continues to manipulate the system to give him more power, and has made himself a dictator whose will is the law and won't listen to international agencies like the UN and the European Union, who don't recognize him anymore. He has accepted to run new elections in 2018, but is seeking the way to erase all secession laws and stay as long as he wants. With opposition laws in hunger and scarce resources, and Maduro each time closer to invincibility, countries have started to look at the possibility of an emergency invasion, like it happened during the dictatorships of Saddam Hussein in Iraq, Muammar Gaddafi in Libya, and Noriega in Panama. The non-governmental organization Human Rights Watch is currently receiving donations led by Caritas Internationalis, sending food to children and families in Venezuela. You too can help by entering the link shown on screen and donating to help. Coach Trey from Atlanta University once said, "The more you make sure people around you are okay, the more God is gonna make sure you are okay." Thanks for watching.